Holy snapping duck shit.
My good mate from Bub and Run Booker joins us.
I'm excited for another great show tonight. Give it the hoot, Natty.
Okay, the kids are still dancing, so I better start the talking part. I don't know. We didn't decide who was going to start the show, so I don't know what to do. You're busy thinking, It's like, okay, we're professional again. Yep, let's carry on the way we always like to finish. But hey, welcome everybody to another night of Trackside with Kokpit, brought to you by Vasey Engineering and Supplies Limited, and of course our good mate Lala as well at TWS Technical Welding Services. And, of course, we also get a bit of support as well from our good friend Mike at Repco Huntley. But a great thing, I was bringing it up now, shall I, Kins, about Mr. Repco?
Yep, let's do it.
Okay, so Mike from Repco Huntley has turned around and told Kinser to tell you guys, the fans, that if you are going through Huntley or you in that vicinity of Repco Huntley and you go in there, and you say you watch the Kokpit show, they will give you 20 to 30% off any purchase. So there you go. Just mention that you watch Kokpit and you will get a 20 to 30% discount on your purchases at Repco Huntley. How cool is that, Kins? That's fantastic. Mike Harvey, he supports so many stock car drivers and super stock drivers and saloon drivers and all classes, street stocks, a whole lot out of the Huntley track, doesn't he?
Yeah, definitely. He's always a big supporter, avid supporter. I know that recently he was out on the go-kart doing a few laps, and the magic wheel, like you said, books, Kokpit Media Viewer. This offer excludes Karcher and Steady Lights, so just remind about that. So, yep, you're correct. You're 100% correct. And he's always supported us on the show, and it's always good to have him and Sam. I know he watches it somewhere else, and Sam watches it on the YouTube, as you see the comments, and we value your comments coming up on the show. We will share a lot of those comments. That's what makes our show. But what a weekend it has been last weekend, and what a big weekend you're going to be spoiled for choice as well. When I get into, because we've got quite a bit around on the show tonight. There you go, books. If you jump onto the Speedway NZ website, I'll just quickly go through some of these big meetings for those who jumped on the show. And the yellow pretty well means it's kind of a championship type of thing, whether it's Stratford and Woodford Glen on the Friday, Saturday, Rotorua, Stratford, Palmy North, and Woodford Glen in Oreti. And then, of course, you've got the club meetings too, Waikaraka Park and Bay Park. But you've got more details on the yellow ones.
Yeah, I have, mate. So basically, Stratford Friday night, I should know this one because I'm going to be there, is your New Zealand saloon car title. So that's exciting. I'm excited to do that one. Woodford Glen, of course, is your qualifying night of your New Zealand stock car title. And, of course, on Saturday at Rotorua, it is, of course, your North Island TQs are on that night. And in Stratford, obviously, finals night for our New Zealand saloons. And Kim's on very shortly from Stratford, which will tell us other classes and stuff that are running and what's going to happen at Stratford there, because I think there's other stuff that's quite exciting. Palmy North, of course, is your midget GP. So that should be quite an exciting one too, to be fair. And, of course, Woodford Glen is the finals of your New Zealand stock car title. So will we have a back-to-back or will we have a new champion there? That'll be interesting, Kins. Be hard to go back-to-back in that class, wouldn't it? And, of course, Aotearoa, which is awesome track, mate. Wow. That's the Saloons, New Zealand solos. So I think that obviously got rained off and it's been pushed out to this one now.
Correct.
So, they're all, mate, what a selection around the country we've got, you know. It's fantastic. I mean, it just hasn't stopped, has it, since before Christmas when we all started with our first championship, which was with our modifieds. It just hasn't stopped, mate, for everything we love about the sport.
Definitely spring pretty well back to events, like you say. And Mike Harvey, look, thanks for that. And yes, you're correct. We're thinking of Norman Anderson after his little oopsie in his tank, Ed Huntley last Saturday evening as well. So just thinking of him at the moment, but also at the same time as well, thinking of those people who've been doing it tough with the weather elements up and down the country. You think of the ones down on Banks Peninsula, down in the south and the cleanup. You think of the ones on the east coast. We've just tied up from around our region. But, man, Aotearoa and some of those other areas, Waipa, wherever you look, we've pretty well been hammered over the last few weeks with this goddamn weather. But, a lot of tracks had cancelled last week. There was the odd one or two floating around the country. They got racing. Excuse the pun, I didn't mean to be cheeky then. But, they got out to have some events. But, yeah, there's a lot going on, mate.
Oh, yeah, look, and that weather, I mean, I even hit down by, we got sent a video of it happening around Foxton, and I thought, oh, geez, did I give old Peter a ring to see if he was okay? And he said it hit him too. He lost a few panels off the roof of the Rees race kit headquarters. So that weather was wild, wasn't it? And, just hope everyone's safe, mate, And it all happened on the anniversary of the 3-year anniversary of the cyclone here in Hawke's Bay when I got wiped out. So, it's interesting weather patterns, isn't it? But I think it's all behind us now. I think it's nothing but sunny skies and Speedway for the rest of the year, to be perfectly fair.
Yeah, definitely. There's a couple of big things on. I'll quickly whiz through this. For you to love the modifiers, check out the new service up there in Auckland. They've got the Dirt Cup on. The other part from the NZTQs, not the NZTQs, the TQs down in Palmy is this big one for super stocks. You got the New Zealand Midget Grand Prix there, 248s, mate. Bay Park has just got sprint cars, super stocks, super saloons. And like you say, there's the one you went down there, you checked that out, the solos that's up and going.
The solos that are already parked. Seriously, if you get a chance, you've got to go. I mean, wow. Blew my mind, mate. Blew my mind. And there's the big one.
Yeah, another big one, eh? But, of course, we're here to talk a bit about another big event that starts
I'm excited.
in a couple of days because you're going to be there.
Yeah, I'm excited, mate. It's New Zealand Saloons. We all know I've been loving my open wheel stuff lately a lot more than I have the contact classes. So, I'm excited to talk to those guys, interview them, and just get pumped, get the crowd pumped. Mate, we'll do all sorts. We're going to have fun. We're going to have a fun weekend. And there's Kim. Speaking of fun, here's Kim. Hey, see?
How are you?
Yeah, we're good. Before we get into this big Friday, Saturday, Kim, the Muffler New Zealand Limited New Zealand Saloon Champs, I just want to say well done to you and everyone at Stratford Club, because to get back on the podium at the recent NZ New Zealand Superstock Teams Champs is something achievable for the club and for the drivers. And you were there. I know you were there. You're up behind me with the rest of the Stratford supporters as well. That just means so much for you as the head honcho of the track, but also for everyone that's associated. How cool is that?
Oh, look, the Scrappers are amazing, weren't they? They were great last year, and they pulled themselves together and kept together. Like, obviously, there was a bit of a change there with a few of the guys, but management team changed, but nothing really changed in the end, so except we got to 2 instead of 3. So pretty exciting for everybody. But, you look around that track and so much Scrappers gear, like they're so followed, they've got such a great backing. And, I mean, you couldn't be prouder, really. I was just so happy for them. They put their hearts on the line. They put their bodies on the line. They put their cars on the line. And to get the result, how cool for them. And, I was pretty excited. And like I said to you before, lucky I didn't see you cheering for Gizzy. You would have been in trouble. And I mean, to go down to a team like Gizzy in the final, and it was a good final too. It was probably the last 3 laps before it was really won by Gisborne. So they went out fighting, and you got to be proud of them for doing that. So, they did great. 3, 2, 1, like seriously, no pressure, guys, but we'll support them to the top, we've got backs, and they're really loyal to Stratford, all those guys in that team, and we'll keep them. No one's taking them away from us. They're ours to keep. So there you go.
And you had one of the former drivers that was on song there. Obviously, he won a big race at Stratford there as well. Hamish Booker sitting next year, and he must have been so proud of the boys, eh?
Yeah, and he was getting stuck in and helping them out. And I guess it was probably really hard for him to sit in the stand and watch because that's the first time he's ever done that. So sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, you know. And he made the right call for him. And yeah, cool that he was there. Cool, he was part of the team. And yeah, I know he was probably struggling a little bit, but he was cheering just as much as anybody else, which was cool.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. The bottom line too, Kim, I suppose, is that I mean you can't be gutted that much. I mean, you lost to a very good team, unfortunately, and they were on form all weekend.
Yeah.
So and the effort they put in, I mean, you can't be disappointed at all with the efforts, can you?
Oh, let's be honest. What isn't a good team? You know, like you go to teams, they're all good teams, aren't they? You know, and everybody wants to be on that podium. Everybody wants to win the title. And I mean, to lose to Gizzy that hasn't won it, you know, for such a long time, that was cool for them too. So, I mean, I went down, see the boys, congratulated Gizzy, saw Pete, you know, gave him a bit of a happy birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday. It was pretty cool for him on his birthday too, and caught up with them briefly. They were pretty busy celebrating, but look, you know, at the end of the day, that's teams racing. As long as everybody was okay, and that's the main thing. Like you said, there was a few little things that happened along the way, but nothing too major. You don't want to see anybody get hurt.
No.
I think the whole nature of it and how the teams get on, everybody seemed really on point, and everybody was just celebrating the moments, really, which was cool.
Yeah, why not celebrate? It was a bloody good weekend. And to try and get you back there, Books, but I know you enjoyed your trip down in Invercargill. We're here to talk about this Friday, Saturday Saloon Champs, Kim. Big meeting. Man, you guys have been very fortunate over the last few seasons. There's some big meetings at the track.
Yeah, I mean, last year we were a bit quiet, but this year, we've had obviously the Superstock GP, and then we had the New Zealand Mini Sprints, which was only a couple of weeks ago, and into this one, which is great, and that's it for us this year. But pretty excited to have the Saloon guys back at the track. You know, we've had the North Island, the GP, the last few years, so cool to have the New Zealand. So we're really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'll be on the road nice and early. 4.5 hour trip, 5 hour trip or something they reckon it is for me going by the Google. But I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be a great meeting, great weekend. I really am. I've been sort of counting my sleeps down this week, I think. I don't know what. But yeah, because every time we've been to Stratford, you just think we've enjoyed ourselves. We had great times, haven't we? You know, we went there for the New Zealand Modifieds, and it was just a great event and great times. You walked away happy. And that's what it's all about, is when you go to a track that you can walk away going, mate, I enjoyed that. That was cool. The hospitality, everything. And that's what it's all about, isn't it, Kim? You know, that's what you want all your people to leave the track with.
Well, I guess there's no point putting all the effort and time in if you don't get that end result. Then, you know, you want people to come back. That's the thing. You won't have a track if people don't want to come back to it. So it's giving them the entertainment, a smooth run meeting, make sure they feel welcome, make sure that every box is ticked. And I mean, you can't control what you can't control, but as long as you've got a plan in place, if something goes, we had that sort of last week with the power going out just before our meeting, we had to call that, but we won't have this week, hopefully have that this week. But it's what you do when things kind of go, you know, the wrong way. You've just got to pull it all back together. But I mean, we're a good team. We've got a lot of volunteers, and I think people forget that Stratford Speedway is a volunteer run track. You know, like, just for example, on Saturday when the power went out at 4 o'clock, we made a call, we couldn't run. It was too late to wire a generator in. But by 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, we were running a meeting on Sunday. To do that, all the volunteers say yes. You know, like, give up your whole weekend. They're already there, sitting there going, we'll come back tomorrow. So they didn't get a weekend. They gave their whole weekend to Stratford Speedway. So that's really cool. And we couldn't do it without those people. Sorry, choking. So it's a really good, you know, it's got a good vibe. It's in a really good place, Stratford Speedway at the moment, but it's only because of the people that are there. And we're pretty lucky, and we're pretty proud of what we can do and achieve.
Yeah, hard out. You do that, because I know on the Friday, aside from the qualifying for the New Zealand Saloons, you've got the Michael Walker Stock Car Memorial, the Adult Mini Stock BSP Street Stock. That's on the Friday. Yeah,
we do. Obviously, there's New Zealand stock cars down in South Island. We're able to run, you know, against that. We've only got one driver heading down there, Shane Denham, which we'll be backing him all the way. But so it made sense for us to put the stocky guys in, and they'll certainly entertain the crowd, which is good. Streety guys, well, we've got a good group of those, and they always entertain anyway. And there are not many stocks. They've got their best pairs, and we've got plenty of those guys that are going to be out on the track. So that's going to certainly put on a show for everybody.
All right. Then you move through to obviously the big night, which is the championship night for the finals of the New Zealand Saloons. You've got Super Stocks Biggest Mover. You see you got the Stockcar Memorial Youth Mini Stocks and the Little Steps Saloon Champ. So you got quite a bit on the Saturday as well.
Yeah, we do. And we've obviously got another memorial for the stock cars, the Alan Hancock Memorial that night. Yeah, that should be a good night. Like a bit hard running against the 248s, I guess, with the super stocks. But we haven't had our super stocks on the track for a while. And I mean, we do have a New Zealand title and they fit into that. So we're probably not going to have the hugest field. We accept that, you know, but we will have our local guys that don't want to travel out there. And that's pretty cool. We're good to have the supers back out there, and they'll certainly do their thing. Biggest Mover's pretty cool. We've got Fletcher Steel sponsoring that. So there's $1,500 on the line. How that kind of works is a bit of a secret until the day. But, well, the money side of it. But as for the Biggest Mover, obviously you earn your points and you get to the back. We do reverse grids, and whoever moves the furthest from that grid will take a big check home with a bit of coin in it, which is pretty cool.
Awesome. Plenty going on there. The Saturday Rapid Charge I see it's at 5 p.m. as well, and heaps of things happening at the track. You just briefly mentioned a big event coming up next year for next season. I've seen the dates have been released, 8th and 9th of January 2027, nice and early.
Yeah, we want to, so I mean, obviously once we get this event done, it's time to plan for that. That's one of the biggest events we're going to have in a long time. So you can't do a meeting like that in a month or anything like that. You really need to be planned. We have got our sponsors all sorted for that, which is great. Repco are our main sponsor for that event, and TWS is going to be our second tier sponsor, which is cool. So yeah, got some really good sponsors behind us. It's cool to have Repco as a part of that. They're very good to us. You talked about Repco at the start there, like our local Repco stores, you know, near Plymouth and Hara, Rees and John. Anytime you need something, ring those guys up, and it's not an issue. Like, we are so lucky, and they're so supportive, and they support so many of our drivers as well. So it's really great to have the Repco label up there and be a part of this meeting. So yeah, we're pretty excited. We're pretty pumped. We kept it the same date, like around that GP. That worked for us. Worked really well. So hopefully we'll get some good numbers, and hopefully we get some of those South Island boys up here and girls or whatever wants to come this way. But we're planning a really huge event, and we're pretty excited about it. No rain, remember? No rain.
Yeah. And I think kids, we need to talk to Mr. Paul Vasey, don't we? Because TWS and Repco are both supporting that event. Both people that support us. I think we need to do Paul, but he needs to give Kim a ring and jump on the bandwagon down here, right? So we can have the same sponsors. That'll really make a neat New Zealand's build up, won't it, next year? If you're watching, Paul, you need to get on the phone, mate.
He will be watching. He'll be watching. He's most really heard you just quickly drop back a big bottle of beer all of a sudden to make sure he was listening to the right bloody thing. Hey, well, Kim, look, I see everything's available online in regards to tickets through Flickit and everything like that. Gates open at 4 o'clock and the racing gets underway. The live stream provided by the Pits TV. Yeah,
Pits are there. So that's great to have them on board. I mean, like, you know, open wheeler, it's great to have them up here because there's a lot of people that really love to watch saloons, you know, around the country. So it's good to have them making an effort to come up. And yeah, we've got the stream there. I think it's $34.99 for the first night and $39.99 for the second night. So hopefully we get quite a few people on board with that can't be there, because I'm sure they'll love the stream. It's always a good stream, and that never goes wrong with old Pits. So yeah, we're pretty excited. And obviously Books, you're going to be there as well, and keeping everybody informed, which is great.
Yeah, I'll try and give all the right information. I won't tell too many lies.
No, we'll get ourselves in the shit again, mate. Just in regards to what we touched on briefly, 2027, I suppose just going to have to wait here, Murray. They've got to sort out other stuff before the reserve setting will be available. So in due time, I'm guessing, mate. Yeah. Well, what we got there? Hi, Kim. Stratford Speedway, the first ever speedway I went to back in 1979. Jeez, I wasn't even born, Books.
Oh. Yeah. Look, even Kim's laughing.
Good. I'm about 10 years later, mate.
Yeah.
Now I'm talking shit, eh?
Yeah. That's why you look like the Māori centre, eh?
Yeah. Hey, any last words, Kim, to wrap it up before we go a bit too southward with this?
No, just really, I guess you've always got to mention your sponsors. I mean, we've got
Yeah.
5 Star Liquor that are naming our own sponsors second year. They're awesome. Like, they're just so supportive. And I know that 5 Star Liquor, I guess they probably get well supported from our guys on the track too. So that's really cool. Our sponsors for this meeting, Mufflers NZ. So Craig Groff, he's going to be out there on the track. He's put his hand up and said he wants this one. So he's got on board with this. Really cool to have a driver actually sponsoring the event. And I've been working with Linda, who works there. She's amazing. So definitely support Mufflers NZ. They've been great to work with and always will be. Field Talk, obviously we all know Field Talk, the Hintons. They've come on board as second tier shared with little steps, which you talked about before. So that's all in the Hinton umbrella. So great to have them on board. Our group sponsors, Scale Logic. Mike from Scale Logic, he's been awesome. He does our scales every year, hands down, just supports us hugely. So it's great to have him there. Novus Glass, Blake Adamson, his dad, he runs that business. So Blake's going to be out on the track. So his dad's put his hand up and says, I want to be a group sponsor. Yay. And Brokers United Waitara. They're a new sponsor for us, so it's good to have them in the groups. But I think Craig's got a bit of a relationship with Brokers United Waitara, and he said, you're doing it. So that's great.
Yeah.
Really cool. Really cool. We're lucky.
As long as Mr. Mufflers doesn't run away when I come up with the microphone, that's all.
No guarantees. Tell you what, Mike, you tell him you shout him a line read afterwards, he'll stay put.
Oh, there you go. We'll do that.
There we go.
We'll do that.
Yeah, easy peasy.
Yeah.
Hey, Kim, always good to Oh, sorry.
No. Apart from that, I think we're good to go. Just really looking forward to the weekend.
Beautiful. Well, enjoy the weekend. Thank you for joining us again, and take care, and hope it all goes well, eh?
Absolutely. See you on the weekend, Booker. And
no worries. Thanks, Kim. See you then.
See you.
See you
later.
Bye.
Bye. There we go, kids. There's something about. I'm really excited to get down there or over there. I suppose I'm not going to go down and across, but I think it's going to be a great meeting and great fun. I'm really, really pumped about it, eh? So
it's like a bull ring track, really, and those saloons are just straight into the corner sideways most of the way. We saw that with the modifieds a couple of seasons ago, and everyone's got great memories of that yesteryear when someone alluded to since 1979, I think it was Mikey D, when you go through the 80s, 90s, and I'm not going to get into a list of all those legends' names that's represented with the S on it in the open wheel class. They definitely put on a show, and that's what you're excited about. It's going to be a huge event. We've got a busy show, so we're still going to catch up with a couple of champions from a couple of weeks ago, I would guess. But, man, I hope you enjoyed your week. And again, thanks to Vasey Engineering, Repco Huntley, and TW's Technical Welding Services. Where to next, Mr. Booker?
We'll bring in our new 1NZ TQ Midget, Mr. Peter Hunnibell. Here he is. Hey, did we wake you up, mate?
Hey, guys. Yeah, how's it going? Like I said, it's a busy, not too much of a busy Wednesday night, so it's a good chance to jump on the show and I guess talk a bit of chew some fat with you guys.
Yeah.
Awesome. Hey, mate, congratulations, geez, you've been on the top end of the scale and obviously midgets and now this, you're bloody good, eh? You're bloody good. It must be that simulator that you're sitting in.
There's definitely been some practice done over there a fair bit, but lost a few hours doing that. But, it's been a long chase to get, especially this TQ title. It's been 8 years that I've contested the titles, so come close many a times, which, there's been a few where I've been passing for the lead. One, in a matter of fact, I was in the lead with 3 to go and crashed out myself. So, when you talk about heartache, it's you're being close and to knock it off this time was pretty sweet to finally kick it over the goal.
It was. I watched the whole thing and the whole night, and it was just some of the racing was just outstanding. That new Waikaraka track. How much of a difference is it now for you guys for your racing on there? Like, you've obviously probably raced at Waikaraka at some stage before that, before it got redone, I would have thought. But this new track, how do you find that? I mean, like for me, I was watching the in out and the duck in and the backwards and forwards of some of those races. It was just out the gate good. How are you guys finding the new track like that? Is it just a big improvement for you?
Yeah, it's for I guess the open wheel racing side of it, it's been a massive improvement. Wairarapa, is one of the tracks I'd argue has probably had some of the best stock car racing at it, especially for teams racing.
Mm-hmm.
But that has kind of been at the sacrifice of getting good open wheel racing just on the old track layout. And now with the new banking and just widening the corners just a little bit, I think it's potentially opened the track up to really cater to both. Very, very good. And as you saw on the weekend, the TQ racing was electric. So something that I think the TQ racing is definitely going to benefit from in the next few years.
When you set your car up for that final, I mean, it was good too. We had a very insightful technical section that came out to us on the stream about the wheels and tyre sizes and how the different wall size, the tyre walls change and all this other stuff. It was actually really, really informative about just, like, I don't want to get into it, but it was just very informative. The whole thing was great to hear about for a change. But that track, your car, it sort of halfway through looked like it came on and just kicked in. Did you set it up like that, or is that just what happened?
Yeah, it was a funny race. Like, I myself probably was a bit timid to start. I knew that we had pretty good pace in the car, and it was just a matter of keeping four wheels on it and getting it to the finish. So I knew if I could just kind of get through that first 5 or 10 laps of without cutting a tire down, ending in a wreck or bending a nerf bar back onto a tire or something, I knew would be in pretty good shape. So it probably explains why, it didn't look like we got off to a rip roar of a start, but it came pretty hard charging at the end. And like I said, we had some like we were definitely one of the fastest cars on the night, which obviously showed. But I in my head I knew that too, so I was confident and kind of like mentally able to pace the race out at a pace that I could just take my time getting through cars one by one and then take a charge at the lead late.
Yeah, it just seemed to come up there then, kids. It was Graham Standrin that was giving us the technical talk on the tyres and wheels. It was, look at that. There's a question from Darcy Webkins asking that.
Yeah. How do you negotiate late traffic in big races? You kind of elaborated the car come on, but how do you actually negotiate all of that?
Yeah, it's a tough one. And I guess that was kind of one of the hot talking points of the weekend was, late in the race, coming up on late traffic. I put a pretty assertive move to stick the bottom, and I felt like, if anything, the lap car was maybe a lane up, lane and a half, and I'd come in, stuck the bottom, and we did make contact, which kind of was like I say, it was a bit of a hot talking point over the weekend, and it was one of those ones where it could have been a coin flip to see us penalised or not, but I'm lucky enough it played out, in our favour, and to answer that exact question is I think you just got to be assertive and basically stick a move and back yourself with it.
It's a class that Booker and I have actually enjoyed watching, Books, the recent years. Just some of the skills of all the drivers out there on the track, the boys and girls out there when they compete. It's like next level because you haven't got much room to negotiate with, like you said, and negotiating around some of the other cars, man. I don't know how you guys and girls do it out there, to be honest. It's bloody awesome to watch, Books. We just love watching them.
Mate, and the thing that blew me away about most of it on the night, Pete, was the cars that I expected that I thought were going to be rocket ships weren't rocket ships. It was like, I don't know what was going on. Like there was a few cars that I thought to myself, well, they're a bit off the pace. They're not going as quick as they normally go. And I see them at other tracks and stuff like that. Do you think that, it's hard to say, obviously. Do you think maybe the track came into play for that a bit, that people hadn't been there enough to a new track to sort of know how it changes?
Yeah, it was definitely an interesting championship. And it's good that you brought up the point of the track too, because Wairarapa Park only just being reconfigured. It's a very level playing field at the moment. So no one team has a good background or, base set up quite yet. Everyone's kind of still in that experimental phase. But, the tale of a championship, I know two guys that are good friends that were probably the other two that I felt were probably, really in contention or should have been in contention were Regan Tyler and Jeremy Webb. You know, they didn't get the rub of the green through that championship. I know Regan had a electrical fault in the second heat, and Jeremy had a broken spark plug that he didn't pick up through the night, and then, you know, the motor was just down on power the whole weekend. So definitely unfortunate on those or for those guys, but that's just kind of how these championships play out. You know, you've got to dot your I's and cross your T's to make sure everything's right with the car and everything you do, and even your driving on top of that too.
Well, you touched on the word there, green. I'm going to ask you this question from Elliot Osborne. Since it's green, it's golf courses, mate. You spent more time on the golf course than the racetrack.
Yeah, this year I've been taking a bit of a step back this year. I usually kind of run between that 25 and 30 shows a year between the midget and the TQ. This year I've been doing this since I was 12, you know, going all the way back, and now I'm 32. So it's 20 odd years of every weekend of summer kind of going to a track somewhere. So kind of taking a bit of a back step this year and not racing as much myself. And funny enough, picked up golf as a bit of a, I guess, take your mind off it. But I still find myself at a track every weekend, either helping with customers through my shop business or just, you know, being a spectator or a mate of a lot of guys that out there that race.
Mike Harvey, who watches the show, don't get to repeat what he's offered courtesy of Remco Huntley very soon. But what's some of the speeds down the straight when you make these cars scream? What's some of your speeds you're kind of clicking over?
I know max speed, we're kind of running between that like 125 to 30 k's per hour roughly.
Wow.
Kind of depending on the tracks and what gearing we've got in at the time. Obviously, it changes from the likes of a Huntley, which is really, really super tight bull ring, to Wairarapa Park now with the new reconfig with the banking and quite long straightaways too. So somewhere between that 125 and 130.
They go in quite deep though, don't they, into the corners, the old TQs? I mean, like at Miani, I've been loving them at Miani for the last couple of years. Your guys' class just excels there for some reason.
Yeah, Miani's been a little bit of a hotbed. That's as a club maybe 5 to 10 years ago that they struggled to get 10 cars a night, to now they've got the best part of 20 to 25, which is awesome to see that the class is growing. And I think it's like testament to them getting the cost under control. And it seems to be quite appealing to a lot of the young kids coming out of mini stocks these days. A lot of the hot young talent are coming out of mini stocks. So especially tracks like Miani, that's if you got guys that are a little bit smaller in size like myself, they maybe a stock car or super stocks probably a little bit too heavy to kind of be banging yourself around. So TQs is definitely a good affordable class as well.
Yeah, that seems to be the common theme I get when I speak to some of the people in the pits, mums and dads, around their kids making the transitions to either F2 midget, but bulk of them seem to be jumping towards the TQ. And you're right, and that talent when you see it out there. And I like it too, the skill with me commentating the Huntley. It's like when you get into a bit of a pilot, man, you guys just lock up those cars, not like street stocks or stock cars. They just hit the shit out of each other, go all over the bloody place. But you guys just bring it under control 9 times out of 10, not all the time, but man, just some of the skill factor, what I see out there on the track. I tell you what, it's a pleasure to commentate that kind of stuff, and you guys put on a hell of a show, man.
Yeah, and like I said, it's testament to a lot of the young guys that are coming through now with all that mini stock racing that they do, which it's kind of drummed into them that contact is not the way to race. But we all know it happens a little bit. But like I said, they breed a very, very smooth and fast driver out of mini stocks. That's definitely a formula that a lot of young guys just come out with, heaps of, talent and just understand how to drive a car smooth and fast, being that the old Datsun 1200s and Toyotas kind of have all the power to pull them round. So you got to make with what you got and keep them wound up.
Yeah. So when you got out of the car in the middle there, what was that, the old Holt Hogan you were doing?
I'm glad you picked that up. That's probably the more and more things go along. These guys, some of these young guys don't pick up that what you're talking about. Like the other day, I made comment on a Facebook thing about having a fan club that had fit in a phone box. Someone said an iPhone phone box, not the a couple of dollars on the side of the road to make a toll call. So it's funny the generation that kind of some of the jokes don't hit like they used to.
Yeah.
So we take it that was the old Hulk Hogan thing, was it? Because I was sitting with Murray Goodley in my lounge, and he said it too. He thinks he's bloody Hulk Hogan. Hey, look at that.
Bit of a different build, but that's the deal.
Oh, there's re-telephone boxes. How many of you remember the TARDIS? I won't say anymore. That's showing our age.
I don't know what you're talking about, Kins.
No. Hey, doctor. Mate, what's the one he's head up to for the rest of the season? Do you got merch coming out to celebrate your achievement as well?
Yeah, we're just currently working on merch with 7-3 Designs, so we'll probably see something in the next couple of weeks, most likely. And next time out on track will be our GP at Kiki, which is not this weekend coming, but following weekend. So taking a weekend off to help some sprint car guys at Bay Park this weekend, and then I'll be back in the car myself in 2 weeks' time.
Well, is that your end goal, mate? I know you've been successful at a midget and now the TQs. Have you ever pedaled a sprint car, the big wings?
Yeah. Funny enough, I've had one skid in a sprint car. This is going back many years now at Bay Park. So definitely. If anyone's listening with one sitting in the shed and needs something to behind the wheel, don't be afraid to reach out. But like I say, the TQ thing now, getting the championship. I touched on earlier in the show that I've been close so many times, and it's really driven me to seal the deal, and we've finally done it. So super proud of myself and the team of girls and guys that helped me kind of get out there and do it.
Yeah. Well, you got your sponsors list handy, mate?
Yeah. We've got a super loyal group. Altham Commercial, Viper Chassis. Viper Chassis, definitely one of the top chassis at the moment. Obviously won the championship or New Zealand Championship 2 years in a row, 2 different drivers. So if you need a fast car, they're definitely one of the ones to talk to. And light cars are fast car. So King Composites for a lot of your carbon stuff. If you really want to trick up a car and get it nice and light, get it going for what it is. And then Factory Cane by HRD. So cars need to sit on the track well, and then they supply one of the best suspensions setups for the TQs. So like I said, they've stuck with us through it for the last few years, and been a great group to keep us going. And I just like to say a big thanks to my car owner, Chris Lane. He's a big, obviously a big part, being that he owns the car for a start, but he's one that is always backs the deal and kind of lets me do what I want to and how run the car how I like to. And Mitch, he's one of my main crew guys. He shows up every week and gets in the hut and gets stuck in and does the hard yards. So, and Jaden which is my brother-in-law, helps stand in on the weekend, and also my wife Amy. She rides this wave as much as we all do, being that she's really half the deal at Hunnibell Racing. So. Just a big shout out to those guys as well.
Wicked. Pretty cool. All right, awesome. Books, Hunnibell Racing. Mate. Follow them on Facebook, and you'll see the YouTube link and everything like that there as well. And hey, anyone out there got a sprint car, want someone to jump behind the wheel, I'm pretty sure this guy can control it and show a few names out there up and on the big track like Bay Park, which they do have a big weekend this weekend as well with the sprint cars. Get along there and check that one out. But anyone out there got a car? Got a spare seat there, TMT? Get a hold of Peter. Find out details on their Facebook pages I mentioned. There's a bit of an email there.
Yeah, well, if you want to find the Hunnibell Racing, you can look in the post I put up in the week to say he was on the show, and there's a link there. Click it, and it'll take you straight to the Hunnibell Racing page. So go give it a like, give it a follow, and get amongst it. Easy.
Awesome. Cheers, Peter. We'll let you go. I know you got other stuff you got to be committed to, so we'll let you go and enjoy that. And hey, thanks for doing this on the show, mate, and all the best for the season, and good luck, and we'll keep in touch.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for what you do for the sport too. Obviously, having a midweek show keeps the punters interesting during the week and really builds it up for the weekends that flow all the way through summer. So thanks again, guys.
No problems, mate.
Appreciate it, mate. Have a good night. There we go.
Look, he was pretty modest, eh?
Like
it just put it up there.
Bit, like sitting there pretty relaxed, which is good. You'd like to see them more relaxed.
It was third.
Jaden, but his devices aren't connected, kids. So you might want to send him a message to say
he popped in. He did pop in and see us on wave out, but he's popped back out. He's missed me. He's going to pop back in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, before Jaden comes on, We've got a young lady joining us. She's sitting there quietly. Hopefully she's not getting nervous and ready to our new Aotearoa Rees Race Cars Ladies Crown, Ella Robertson. Let's bring her in, kids. There she is. Young Ella, how are you?
Hello, how are you?
Good, good.
Yeah, no, we're good. How are you? Has it actually sunk in what you achieved a couple of weeks ago after everything that happened? You got through the diversity of the weather, but you come out at the right end of it. Has it actually sunk in yet?
Not really. Just kind of minding my business. But no, I was probably the only one stoked with the rain out that weekend. But
it did work out well for you, didn't it? But you still had to put yourself in that position to start with, Ella. So, I mean, people can say, oh, you won it because of the rain out. But you didn't win it because of the rain out. You won it because you put yourself in that position and you're up on points because your consistency across those races that night.
yes, that's what Dad kept saying when I was like, oh, people are going to be like, oh, she just won it because of the only 3. But no, I still had to manage to actually pull 3 races off, which is unlike me. But
well, what's the likelihood of what do you do? Don't tell me you like Dad and end up on the side or damaged. What do you normally do then?
no, my biggest thing has been a bit inconsistent, but we've got better at this season. I've had a good season so far, so we're pretty happy.
Yeah. And the biggest thing to do is just come back next season and go back to back with it, Ella, and then that'll tell the naysayers, hey, look, there we go, we did it, So easiest fix is come back next year and win it again. So plenty of girls have done it back to back.
Yeah, I'd like to try, but that's a big ask, but we'll see how we go.
Yeah.
Hey, well, Ricky Cody, I know she races her stock car as well. She's got a comment there. You're a gun, Ella. Big arms, big biceps. So that's what it's about. But it's about the friendship and the relationships that you make aside from what you do on the track. Hey, it's their friendship and their camaraderie.
Yes, getting along with all the other girls and just going out there and seeing all the ones that you don't see every week is, pretty cool as well.
So do you work on the car as well yourself?
No, definitely not.
Oh,
what?
Even if I tried, Dad would not. He doesn't have the time in his day to be showing me how to do stuff. I do wash it, but that's as far as I'm allowed to go.
So Ella, just for those who have viewed and joined in, how many years in a stock car have you been racing?
This is my 3rd season in a stock car so far.
All right, cool.
Oh, that's not bad to achieve the ladies crowd title after 3 years. There's people that have been trying for longer than that and they still haven't got there. So yeah, how do you find the Rotorua track, Ella? Do you like it? Is it in comparison to like your own home track?
So that was actually my 2nd year doing the girls event. So the last time I did, I was absolutely dog shit. not good. Could not figure out how to get around the corner. But I somehow managed to figure out it's very different to Wellington. I just like racing at Wellington and Palmy, but no, I enjoyed it this year as I finally figured out how to get around the corner.
You're talking turn 1 and 2.
Yes.
Well, they reckon if you get that right, you're away. So it looks like if you've mastered that, you're doing very, very well.
Yeah, finally, after last time, the other year's performance, much better.
I must be feeling like a little bit of relief. When you think about what you've achieved, but like you said, just negotiating a track, which a lot of people know it's pretty well designed and built for stock cars and super stocks, hence the reason why they've got some of the big events hosted at the track, and they've got the upcoming teams champs as well, they're defending that, the Rascals. But yeah, in your mind, when you prepare and you got all these ladies around, man, some of you ladies pretty well leave it out there on the track. When you hit each other, whether it's accidental most of the time, sometimes, man, good on you for getting out there.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to get out there with all the other girls, and I was grateful to be left alone in that last race. There's a lot going on, so I was very thankful to make it past everything. I didn't really get touched once, so pretty happy with that.
And so when you go to school and you tell your friends and other people that you race speedway and do stock cars, what do they say? Generally say to you?
all my normal friends from not speedway friends, they don't really understand it, so they don't really know what's going on, so I don't really bother trying to explain.
Do your teachers ask you about it though, or anything like that, or do you get that?
No, just mind my business.
Mind your business, do your thing and put that helmet on and go racing on the weekend.
Yeah.
It seems like quite a common thing when I ask mini stock kids, they try to tell their friends, they go, what? It's like, okay, I was like, I'm talking to a brick wall sometimes. Eh?
So better off sticking with their Speedway friends, kids.
Yeah, stick with their friends on that. So what do you got planned for the remainder of your season, Ella?
Not much actually, just racing it here in Wellington, here in Palmy, and then actually going to Rotorua to watch. Hopefully the young guns do good. So looking forward to that. But yeah, nothing much planned, just me and Dad, just traveling locally. But yeah.
Did you ever do MIP when you were in the mini stock at Rotorua though?
Yeah, I did it every year of my mini stocks. Never did any good, but
Did you struggle with that 1-2 then as well with the mini stock, did you?
I can't even remember. I never qualified for the top tier, but I did win I was the top girl for what I remember. But yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I suppose it's a bit different, isn't it, with the going around that kind of mini stock as opposed to going around in a stock car. So you sort of try and drive a mini stock quite straight. So yeah. Do you try and drive your stock car straight, or you like getting it sideways through the corners and just feeding it?
I'm often quite sideways. That's my one thing. He's like, you're too sideways coming out the corner. But yeah.
Oh, this is Dad tells you this, does he?
Yeah, that's my one thing recently. I've been coming too sideways out the corner, but I don't really listen to what he says. So
poor day away, kids. Like
that's a problem. Like these kids don't listen sometimes, and sometimes they get to learn it themselves. Lucy Joblin popped in there. I don't know if you know Lucy, but she's called you your idol. So yeah, that's cool. So the inevitable question, because I know Dad. He told us he wants to get a modified, but Mum thinks otherwise. So is the natural progression for you to move up and take over Dad's super stock? Would that be a dream?
Well, he keeps offering me a go. He's offered me since the start of the season, but I don't really want to have a bar of it.
Why?
I don't really feel the need to have a go in one of those just yet. I don't think I'm ready for that. But no, maybe one day I'll have a go, but not anytime soon.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, there's no point rushing into something like that, though. I was just about to put that one up, Kins, myself. I don't know if you can see the screen there. Ella Bex has put, will Mum approve you for another Cowgirls team race?
Yes, she will. She'll have to deal with that.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Well, look, heaps of people have popped in and given some good comments and congratulating you. There's Courtney Hatton as well. Look, obviously we spoke about Dad and where things are. You don't listen to him. Mum's always around and the family and the crew and whatnot. But your sponsors are an integral part of your racing. You want to do a bit of a shout out, please, Ella, to them?
I'd just like to thank Brian Hartley for all of his support and giving us a fast race car, as well as Rob from Linton Race Cars. And then mainly I'd just like to thank Gandhi at Gascon Ford Mazda and Dad, because he's the one who does everything and gets us out there on track. So wouldn't be here without him, obviously. But yeah.
Awesome. That's awesome. Oh, well, see, that wasn't so bad, eh? It was pretty easy. We'll get you on more regular now. That means you just have to keep winning everything, Ella.
We'll try, but
oh, hey, just don't go sideways. You'll be all good. Just keep it on the wheels. As long as you're keeping it on the wheels, you are smiling, you are enjoying yourself, whatever the outcome is, and don't let anyone say, because of the determined from the rain. Hey, you won it fair and square. That's the outcome. So you be proud of that young girl, what you've achieved, and your name's on that trophy. So who cares what anyone else says? You've done it. It just happened how it happened, but you got through, you got untouched, and you deserve to win it. So well done to you. Good luck for the future, and all the best. And make sure you tell all your mates about Speedway and stock cars, and come along and support me on the seats, and everything like that. Well done, eh?
Sweet. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
No worries, Ella. You have a good night. Thanks for coming on talking to us, and enjoy that win.
Yeah, we'll do a TikTok one day. See you later.
Oh.
All right. She was all good.
I don't even know what the TikTok is. Oh, I do sort of know now. People have told me, but yeah.
Well, we'll continue on with that winning that was held at the track as well. And I remember talking to this guy, and I actually said in the chat to him, I says, You're going to win this bloody thing, bro. It's about time it came to. And damn, if I put $100 on what I said, I would have been loaded because I was pretty well online with that one. I was like, geez. Hey, Wardy, how are you, Jaden?
Yeah, good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, good. Hey, so it's been a long time coming since you've joined us, but congratulations on what you achieved in Rotors.
Yeah, thanks very much. Just had to go back for round 2, didn't we? And just put on a show for the Poms that come all the way from the other side of the world. If we went over there, you'd want to verse your top guys. So we just had to go back and do it, eh?
It must have been different for you. Normally, you're the one putting the Poms away, and then you had to race this time.
Well, that's the problem, mate. You become friends with them, and then you can't hit them again.
Is that the sheepskin you used to put in the old man's car behind you? You're sitting on your seat, mate.
What's that, sorry?
Is that the sheepskin from the old days on your seat there?
Yeah, I might pull that out next meeting.
Does it make a difference, though, Jaden? From obviously the first night in Rotorua, we know it's a tough event. It's just about a pinnacle for most superstock drivers. Some have said to us they even sometimes put it ahead of the New Zealand Championship, to be honest. What is it, and how do you prepare yourself for what happened? Get ready for a week later. How do you prepare after doing that? Because qualifying is hard within itself because of the caliber cars and drivers, but then you got to prepare for the finals. What was going through your mind over that week and a bit?
Qualifying, obviously, we'll start there. Qualifying is so bloody hard now. I think we're taking 3 or 4 cars per group. So yes. You can't afford to get a single spin out, a flat tyre. You're gone. You've got to be on point for all 3 races. Our group, I think, was so bloody stacked. You couldn't afford to do any mistakes. The lead up to it was all good. We didn't have too much to do. Basically, left the car in the trailer all week. We had it ready. That following day at Robbie Mabey's, we spent the day there, getting the car all sorted, so we were good to go. We weren't too sure on if we were going to go back or not. We heard a few people were pulling out and whatnot, and sort of thought it would lose the gloss on the event. But like I said before, you got these Poms that have come from the other side of the world. If the shoe was on the other foot and I was over there, I'd be wanting to verse their top guys. So the decision was pretty easy in the end, just to go back.
You must be proud or must be glad with the way the car's performing for you, the new car this season.
Yeah, the car's going very well. When we're not having niggly little issues, it's going, beyond expectations. It sticks to the track bloody good, and we've got plenty of power under us now, thanks to Chad Ace. For my earlier years there, we just went on with what we could afford at the time, and he's come under our wing and put us with the best foot forward, really, with that Ace missing.
Yeah, definitely. It's like what you said in the previous comment too, and your answer, Jaden, was like, they come over here, the Poms come over to race against us, and if I was over there, you would be kind of respected in that regards that you would race. So what is the plan? That's a bit of a segue into what normally happens with the Brisker. What's on the big picture after winning the 240s? You
mean if we're going to go over?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's in discussion. I've obviously been over in 2019.
Yeah.
And I always said I'd love to go back, but I'd love to go back in a whole bit of a car. The car we had over there last time, it was a learning curve and whatnot, but it wasn't a top car or anything like that. It was just your usual lease car or something. So we're in talks at the moment. We'll do some fundraising and stuff like that closer to the time. We've got a good group of people around us that want to head over. We'll see what happens in the coming months, I suppose.
And you'd want to take the whole family with you too, Jaden, doing that?
I wanted to take my little girl with me, so I put it on to her. I was like, "Oh, you got to ask your mum if you're allowed." She's come back with a no. I was like, "Oh, at least I don't look like the bad guy there, eh?"
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think mum and dad will be up to traveling, but who knows? Lewis might be interested in coming over. I've got Chad Ace has already expressed heaps of interest. He wants to head over there. So we'll just see what happens in the next few months, I suppose.
Yeah, and you got t-shirts, you got your own merch. I saw that down at the recent event in Palmy, man. They were walking around with your merch everywhere. Is that part of raising funds towards the trip, maybe?
Nah, that was on the agenda to get those done before all that. Okay. Anyways, I hadn't had shirts since 2014 or something.
Oh, so
we'll give it a nudge and we'll get something done. We'll see how they go. And your Jacob Gates did us a design and it come up bloody cool. And Kareen Annan smashed them out for us, and we put them on sale at the Square, at the Scrutineering, and I think they were gone in like the first hour. They're all gone. So we'll know for next time, we'll get some more.
That's cool, man. Hey, was Dad down at Rotors when you went back, or?
Nah, we only took a small crew of us back. There was just myself and my two brothers, and I took my daughter with me. So it was just a small little group.
Oh, okay. Now, what did he say? He would have been pretty proud as well. So, mate, said you win the 240s.
Yeah, he's always proud when we get some achievements. It's always good to get ones that he didn't win, so I can rub that in at the family dinner.
I was talking to him at Wellington there at the. It must be the modifieds. He sounded pretty proud of what you've achieved with that new car and everything too. Sounds very happy. And you're getting some orders through now for those.
Yeah, we've actually got a couple we're getting done now in this off season. I'll keep my lips sealed on who's getting them just yet.
Yeah, that's right.
But very, very exciting to see these guys behind the wheel. That's for sure. It's I need some other drivers in them to push my label, and these guys will be the right ones.
Oh, that's awesome news. That's good.
You got your car on the market. I see it on the good old social media. Can't hide with that stuff, eh?
Yeah, well, when you build your own car, you come up with so much different ideas, and your mind's always wandering. And there's so much more I want to change from my new one that I've got now. Anyway, so it's just a matter of updating it. Really, we'll do a whole new chassis, and I'd like to sell that car complete. So then we can do a new motor through Chad. He's updated those motors quite a few times now, so we're falling a bit behind. So it'd be nice us to stay on that top level.
You mentioned Robbie maybe a couple of minutes ago. Bronwyn's jumped in here. Can you find a share for Robbie for his 50th in June?
Don't tell him I told you his age.
Yeah, we'll have to make it happen. He helps us out every time we're in Rotorua. He accommodates us. It was a workshop and goes above and beyond. So we'll sort Robbie out.
Hey, Charlie
must be watching from the UK. Look at him.
It's growing some balls and coming to the UK. Hey?
That boy knows I've got balls.
Tell him to give you his car, eh, Jaden?
Yeah, well, we offered him Lewis's car this year, but he didn't take us up on that offer.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah.
Shit, how well's he going?
He had no balls.
Charlie had no balls.
Old Lewis is driving bloody well, though. He must be enjoying it. Does he get a bit of advice off you, does he? Or does he go to Dad?
He helps me a lot out with work, quite a bit. So we talk a lot during work time and stuff like that. But he's just the same as myself. He's grown up as his whole life, been around Speedway and stock cars and whatnot. So I think a lot of it will just be self-taught. There's only so much you can tell someone; they've got to do it themselves. But he had an awesome start to the season. I was very surprised at how well he was going at Wellington in his qualifying group. I thought he was a bit unlucky there not to sneak through, but he blew the clutch just after race. Yeah, at the end of race 2, so race 3 had to do that with no clutch, which made it pretty hard for him off the start in race 3, and he just struggled a bit there.
Yeah, because he was very close to qualifying, wasn't he? He wasn't that far off.
Yeah, he was. I think there was about 5 or 6 of them tied 4th on points going into that heat 3. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What's the remainder of the season looking like for you, Jaden? Obviously, you'd be busy in the shed, I'm guessing, with clients and whatnot. But race-wise on the track, what do you got planned? You doing the Battle of the Stocks, or what is on the agenda?
Yeah, honestly, the last month or 2 have been that bloody hectic with Speedway. I've fallen a bit behind on my workload, so I'm taking the next month off. Okay. The next meeting planned will be Battle of the Stocks. I think that's the 13th and 14th. Other than that, that's the only thing on my agenda at the moment. That's the only thing I've got planned. I'm thinking about possibly doing Easter in Rotorua. Other than that, there's talks in the camp that we may go to Auckland, which would be pretty cool. Bring the Eagles up there.
Wow, choice.
Obviously, we don't want to bow out the way we did at Palmy. We want to come back stronger, and we've talked to all the boys, and that's something we really want to do. So
Cool.
We'll see what happens behind the scenes and see if we can make that happen. We've got to see if everyone's available and car owners are all good for it and whatnot.
Yeah,
and it's got to be worth it just to get a go on the new track too there, doesn't it, Jayden? Just to get up there and have a crack at Auckland's new Speedway.
Oh, yeah, certainly. Certainly. That's one of the big reasons. Go up there and try that new track out. It looks amazing.
Yeah,
everyone's talking about it. Simon Smith, has Jayden had a skin in the open wheeler? Have you tried an open wheeler by any chance?
Well, if you class a Super Saloon open wheeler, yeah, I've had a go at one of them. Yeah. Just out at a black track down in Christchurch. I think it was Oxford. Oxford Speedway. Yeah, had a go in Nartai's saloon around there. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Is your daughter's obviously right into your Speedway too, mate? That looks like your proudest moments when you have her with you in your photos and side by side. Is that what makes it even more special if you've got her at the track with you?
Yeah, she's finally at an age where she starts understanding it a bit now. More so this year, she's come on a bit and gets more into it, and yeah, she's starting to enjoy it a lot more. If that was her first teams champ, she'd actually stayed at the whole night, and she loved it. So I take it the next few years she's going to be my little sidekick everywhere I go.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what makes it all worth it, though, doesn't it? I mean, it's. I remember you as a young fella walking around behind your old man. So it's the generation thing, eh? Can you see it progress, don't you? Eh? It doesn't matter boy or girl. Speedway's for everybody.
Yeah, she won't be getting into Speedway though. I'll be retired before she turns 12, 13. I know what all these Speedway boys are like.
Makes a bit of a difference when it's a tour.
Yeah, I'll be long out of the sport by then.
Or he'll have to come back into the sport because to fix them up on the track.
That's it.
Derek Quirk. It's actually good to meet up with Derek Quirk down in Palm. We had a good chat with him as well. An awesome driver, awesome family, mad respect. And there's a lot of respect given to Jayden as well, what he's achieved in his racing individually and in teams as well. But like you said, he already knows what Speedway guys are like out there as well. So it's on the cards.
He was one of those Speedway guys, kids.
I know. He's speaking from experience.
You know, I don't want her getting too interested in racing because then that cuts into my own racing, you see. So I have to take a back pedal.
Oh, what do we got here? Oh, KJ's in the 2 Millers double trouble, Jayden.
KJ, his young Mila looks after my Mila at the track. Obviously, I get a little bit too busy, so yeah, they are double trouble.
We enjoyed the work that KJ's done for the team as well. It's been bloody cool to watch and everything. He's such a passionate supporter, not only yourself but the team, and also Huggies. You guys go way back, and geez, I can talk about online racing days, so it goes way back to the good old days. So not much happening on the agenda. You're busy. You're trying to catch up with a month worth of work, and we'll see what happens, eh? And well, yeah, that's about a wrap. You got
yes.
I don't think I mentioned this to you in the chat, Jayden. Your sponsors, bro. How good are you at the top? Sorry.
Sponsors. Well, there's who have we got? We got the man. There's a hard day. Suck It Up Limited. We got Malcolm the Holy Grail, Award Builders. He's another builder from Palmy. Geartech Automotive. Obviously Ward Engineering, DL tree specialists. Honestly, there's so much to mention. I'll forget one, so we'll leave it at
that's
that.
Right. Yeah, we'll soon find out. It's all good, KJ, my bro. It's all good. We just enjoy what we enjoy, having a bit of fun. So you know how it goes. KJ.
So we're gonna have to bring back a team on this online thing, Kins. I've heard they're bringing back Stockcar Heat.
They are, mate. I've heard that.
We're gonna have to get some teams together and run it back.
Scotty's T's game reminds me of that one, actually, Jayden. I said to him the other day we were racing that, was it Wreckfest, the Stockfest? That reminds me of Heat, eh?
Yeah, very much the same, eh?
Yeah. We couldn't stop laughing.
Mate, when we in this guy in teens, I only used to set up, say, because they were good ends.
That'd be right, kids.
We always used to waste everyone.
I just spent hours doing those setups, mate.
I know. It's like, yeah, they were good. Anyway, that's another story. Jayden, congratulations on what you've achieved, mate. All the best in the off season, and we'll catch up again soon, eh, bro?
Awesome. Cheers, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers, Adam. See ya.
Just like that, eh?
Easy. Done. Only
Easy.
one more person to go, and we'll bring in the man, the myth, the legend, Kins, eh? The old Ammz, there he is, eh?
Still scraping the bottom of the barrel, eh, boys? It's all good.
Now I gotta ask the question, bro.
Yeah.
The 88H.
Yep.
Tell me a bit about that.
Oh, it's all good. I'm going to save that for later in a telecast. So
Okay. All right. I think I know what it's for. Okay.
Tell you what, man, it's taken me a couple of weeks to try and rest up and revive after Palmy last weekend. I mean, we talk about it all the time, you know, being the greatest show on dirt that it was, and it was exactly that, man. And I need to acknowledge the Gisborne Giants once again for taking that one out. And I have to be honest, I think they were the most polished team all weekend, man. They look super sharp. And that semi-final they had against the Eagles, man, it was the race that everybody looked forward to the most, man. And it lived up to the hype, man. It did. So, you know, it's commiseration for those guys as well. They've been top of the chain, and we just heard Jaden Ward speak before on those guys. So, likewise, I got a lot of mates in the Eagles team as well, and big ups to those guys. Likewise, I'd like to acknowledge the Auckland All-Stars too for allowing me to come on board with those guys once again. Just another magic weekend with those guys from across the Bombay there in Auckland, and I'm sure everybody will agree in saying that the Palmy lived up to the hype once again. Brooks, I trust you enjoyed your weekend down at the Burt Munro Festival as well. And likewise, I too hope to try and get to one of those one day as well. But boys, it's I actually lost count of what week we're actually up to in terms of Speedway Awards of Excellence.
I got the right images for you.
I know I've sent the right one through. It's just been so out of whack for quite a while now. I've actually forgotten what week. I'm pretty sure weeks 15 and 16 we're up to, but it's all good. I know I've been so busy, it's just been hard to try and keep a track of anyway, but finally cool to be able to catch up amongst all that stuff. And you know, boys, we've just been so engrossed in the last 5 or 6 weeks. We know we call it the championship season or the championship window, or silly season for some people, but we get so engrossed in all that stuff that we kind of forget about, or for me personally, I kind of forget about all the stuff I've been usually doing anyway. So, but it's good to finally rejuvenate after the last couple of weeks and then catch up on, all things the Pokeno Auto Centre Speedway Awards of Excellence. And I'll get Kins to bring up the first one on the screen. We'll start off with the Alan Wakeling medalist for the sprint cars, and pleased to say after probably a month or so, actually we haven't actually had an update. It's just these guys haven't been racing that much, and I know you guys have been battered with the wet weather up in the North Island, and Bay Park is pretty much the only track that runs those guys. Take nothing away from the South Island guys, though. They've been running away with the War of the Wings series, but we find ourselves with Jonathan Allard, your leader at the top of the point standings for the meantime. No change for him. Joel Myers Jr., who's actually gone back to America, he finishes his campaign there, a feature win at Ruapuna last weekend. Zach Socko up 4 spots there into third on 67. Jacob McIntyre -2 alongside Caleb Montgomery. He's gone back to America as well. Rodney Wood, Daniel Thomas, Connor Rungy, boys, your big mover there after the weekend gone. I believe they had the double header or triple header of the War of the Wings series there in Blenheim and Nelson, I believe, up 6 spots there from outside the top 10, alongside Matthew Levisage as well, +4 from outside the top 10, and making no changes there to Nelson driver Gus Dawson, rounding up the top 10 for the Alan Wakeling medalist for Sprint Car Racing Excellence. Moving on now to the Tony Carwell medalist for Super Saloon Racing Excellence. And I'm sure Kins will agree with me in saying that the Super Saloons boys that put on the show at the Palmy teams, man, was just me, oh my. That's probably the best Super Saloon Racing I'd seen in a while. And you know, with the All-Stars bowing out of finals contention on the first night, it meant I was able to kind of freelance and I grabbed some content for myself. I can assure you I was probably the only one standing right by the fence when the Super Saloons racing, because I can assure you, boys, after that feature race, I looked like a Huntley coal miner. I look like because the track being so slick, and then obviously when it gets really slick, it's just the track becomes really abrasive. So all the stuff that was coming off the tires was going on my face, boys. I can assure you, I think I'd gone 50 shades darker. So so it's all good. I was wondering why people were looking at me sideways after that race, but it's all good. They wouldn't tell me anyway. I just needed a flashlight to go on Topkins, and that'll be all right. So I just,
it would have been a minor.
I just finished the night shift, come to watch the racing, but it's all good. Chris Cowling there, after winning the North Island title at Te Maru on the weekend on 99, he holds the top spot. Grant Flynn there in second on 92 points. Steve Flynn moves up one spot ahead of Ashton Osborne, and of course your current New Zealand champion. Mark Osborne rounds out the top 5 boys. The big question heading into next weekend for their big title, boys, can he make it title number 5? It's already on 4 equal with the great Tony Cardwell and Blondie Chamberlain, boys. So obviously the big question there, boys, can he make it title number 5? We look forward to seeing how that unfolds next weekend. But for the meantime, Damien Orr, George Crawford, boys, which we talk about all season long. He's been doing great things as well, the young driver. Thomas Stanaway, Craig Cardle, and Jacob Flynn. He sneaks into the top 10 for the first time this season, +2 from outside the top 10. The Tony Cardle medalist for Super Saloon Racing Excellence. Moving on now to the Peter Rees awards for stock car racing excellence. Other than a few points changes, no positional changes at all since the last update, boys. Daniel Burmeister, still your leader. Sam Wright in second. Clinton Cheatham still having the Mulu Cowbells ring there in third. Josh Mulcahy, Caleb Island, your defending New Zealand champion ahead of this weekend. More on that later. Ali Robb, Rebecca Barr, Asher Penn, Jaden Dredden, and Troy Cleveland round out the top 10 for the Peter Rees medalist for stock car racing excellence. As I said, boys, no positional changes there, just a few points changes. So moving on now to the Roger Bertram medalist for modified racing excellence, brought to you by Pokeno Auto Centre. Need to say thanks to Brett Parsons for coming on to support that initiative, boys. And no surprise to see we have a new leader at the top. And it's that man, Brad Lane, 1 point there. He had a good weekend at Huntley on the weekend, and no doubt Kins will be able to back me up on that one if he was there. But yeah, man, it's. I think it was just a matter of time, boys, before we see him back at the top. We saw him at the start. He had a bit of a slow or a sluggish start to the season. Yeah, man, it's just we knew it was just a matter of time. And I remember in the earlier telecast, it might have been after he won the New Zealand modifieds at Wellington, and we were talking about the chassis that he won. Man, how many years was it old?
Yeah,
20. 20.
Unreal. And I remember going up to Huntley for the Pollock Cranes teams earlier in the season, and I seen the chassis. I was talking to Pops at the time. We were on a dummy grid before they headed out for the race, and I'm like, I said, Pops, it don't look like the car from last season. He's like, nah. And I was like, he went on to say, it was his old car. He won the 20. And I was like, bro, that was years ago. And he's like, yeah. And he laughed, but it's all good. Yeah, no, take nothing away, boys. Brad Lane has hit the front for the Roger Bertram medalist for modified racing excellence. Newton Gord's there, 1 point behind in second. Jason Kalin in third. Cody Hutter holds a spot there in fourth. Brett Parsons +1 up. Luke Keegan as well +1 after winning the South Island champs at Woodford Glen on the weekend. Aidan Crawford came by the way. Massive turnaround from him to I don't know if you guys, I think you might have seen it in the Pits TV highlights. He had a massive crash at Woodford Glen a couple of weeks ago, so massive turnaround from him to get back out on track. And good results from the weekend, I might add too. Kaylee Brooks and Brave Kalin rounding out the top 10 for the Roger Bertram modified medalist, brought to you by Pokeno Auto Centre. And of course, that brings us to our last segment for the night, the Shane Penn medalist for Superstock Racing Excellence. Again, boys, much like the stock cars, no positional changes at all, or points changes either. It's purely down to the fact that on the individual side of things, these guys haven't been racing other than the team's champs, but we can expect those changes and points to be made over the coming weeks. Jaden spoke about the Battle of Stocks coming up as well. So, but for the meantime, boys, no positional changes, all points changes either. But outside of the top 10, it's been happening. It's all on. But it's just put it down to the fact that the Palmy teams has just gone, and these guys haven't been racing individually either. So no changes being made for that one. But we will recuperate ourselves. Saying Todd Hemingway still your leader there on 106. Ella Robertson there in second. Jaden Ward up to third after winning the 240s. Scotty Tennant there in fourth. Hamish Booker, Cody McKee, Dion Henderson, William Humphreys, Ross Ashby, and Alex Hill rounding at the top 10 for the Shane Penn medalist for Superstock Racing Excellence. And we'll take a chance to arraign ourselves with the J-Max Speedway Chronicles teams. Echelon Kins, if you may bring up the image. And this is what the echelon standings looks like after Palmy Teams weekend. Boys, the Giants, man, 7 wins from 7 races. It's unreal, man. It's just like unheard of in this, in this current times they were racing in. But as I said earlier in the telecast, boys, they were probably the polished team out at Palmy last weekend, man, by far. And I probably only needed to watch their first race against the Panthers to understand that, man. I think they'll probably go all the way, So, but surprisingly though, having not seen any of the finals action, the All-Stars still sit there in second. Lions up to third, man. They had a great charge too coming through on the second night as well. The Panthers there still in touch, and the Scrappers, man, they're well-deserved second for those boys, And after we saw them last weekend, they actually went unbeaten at Palmy last season, boys, but still didn't even make the playoffs. So that just shows that points is key, man. Points is key. So that is the J-Max Speedway Chronicles Superstock Teams echelon for the meantime. Big thank you to Marcus Markia for coming on board to support that initiative. And, of course, we turn our attention, boys, to this weekend. It is the Transform Graphics New Zealand Stock Car Championship to be held at Coke and Woodford Glen Speedway. I'm looking forward to being there with Jason, the team at the Pitch TV. Kins, I don't know if the graphic comes with you for that one as well, if you're able to bring it up. But I put this up on my Only Ammz Facebook page the other day, and I did get a few messages, especially on my Snapchat as well, and they're asking, so what's the Huntley Cup got to do with the New Zealand Stock Car Championship at Woodford again? And I said, them boys, it has everything to do with the New Zealand Championship this weekend, and I'm going to give everyone a bit of a history lesson here, and it's probably good that I'm the last one to speak, otherwise I'll be going all night. So lock in, team. We're going all night on this one. We're going right through to the morning. Maybe not, but race fans, for those who don't know, actually, with Coke and Woodford Glen, they're holding the New Zealand Stock Car Champs this weekend. But people need to understand that with the the Winners' Trophy, the Huntley Cup, how did that all come about? Well, when the stock car class first started, back in the days, they're actually called B-grade stock cars, and you're probably getting an understanding now why super stocks used to be A-grade stock cars. So that's how that all came about. Well, when the stock car class first started, they were called B-grade stock cars or standard stocks in their time. This was going through the 80s and into the early 90s, or in that 90s period as well. But they were called standard stocks at the time, and basically it was just it was a much cheaper form of going stock car racing. So those who couldn't afford to go A grades, they went into the B grades, and they just brought an old A grade chassis, and then they just went to the wreckers and they bought their parts, and then they went racing, and that's how they went about their ways, and the original intent of the class, was just to go out there and have fun, and I heard many stories, boys, a lot of drivers at the time, and probably some of them probably still watching the show as well, is that they couldn't afford the flash tires, so what they do is they just go to the rubbish dump, and they'll just get the second-hand tires, and they actually re-groove them to go racing again. So that's a cool little story I heard about that one. But the Huntley Cup, the trophy is still around these days, and I'm pleased to hear that Caleb Ireland will be bringing it down to Christchurch this weekend. But how the Huntley Cup all came about. Well, it was all to do with I talked about the 80s and early 90s, and at the time they were struggling with the Speedway Control Board, which is Speedway New Zealand nowadays, or back then they were called the Speedway Control Board, trying to establish themselves as an official class. They were probably only a regional class at that time, or unofficial as we call it nowadays, but they weren't able to be granted status of holding their own New Zealand title. So what did they do? The founding guys of the class at the time, they actually formed a company to actually get around that clause from the Speedway Control Board. So they formed a company under the name the Standard Stock Car Championship of New Zealand Limited. And you'll see, if you get a chance, race fans, go and see Caleb Ireland this weekend. It's got it on the trophy as well. It's got Huntley Cup on it as well, and that makes me proud. as a Huntley man, boys, as a Huntley man, to know that this trophy or the Huntley track or club is associated with this title wherever it goes throughout New Zealand. But that's how that title all came about. And I believe that championship ran annually at Huntley from 1991 through to 2000. I believe from the year 2000, they actually were officially recognised as an official Speedway New Zealand class. And I think pretty sure this first official New Zealand Stock Car Championship was held at Rotorua. And ironically, boys, the first winner was a Huntley driver, and there was Scott Garland, even though he comes from, he raced out of Bay Park, I think, but at the time he was registered to Huntley, but he was your first official New Zealand Stock Car Championship. Scott Garland, 76H, and, as I said before, boys, just for me as a Huntley man, I feel proud of that, and I'm not trying to take the limelight away from Coke and Woodford Glen this weekend. Hats off to Steve Lennon and the team there at the track. I just, you only need to look at the entries to understand how hard they worked during off or past 12 months to be able to get that pool of drivers, man. Over 150 entrants, so that's massive to be able to get that pool of drivers from all around New Zealand to come to this title, and I know it'll be a big 2 nights of some hard and fast and crash and bash stock car racing, boys. I'm looking forward to getting there. Looking forward to getting to Woodford Glen as well, and working alongside Jason and the team once again. So, yep, I know after a hard 2 nights racing, boys, there'll be a one-deserved winner at the end of it. So best of luck to all our competitors who are competing there or in whatever class, whatever track they're racing this weekend, team and race fans, wherever you're heading to this weekend to catch your Speedway fix. Safe travels, and we'll see you again next week, boys. A little bit of history lesson, but hey, now you know. It's all good. The Huntley Cup, I remember.
So who's the 88H driver?
Oh, I think he just popped his name through on the comments before.
Yeah,
but
I saw that.
Yeah, for those who don't know, the 88HC is it's not Hutch.
No. It's this guy. It's that guy.
It's that guy. It's Murray Vincent.
Yeah.
Those who know old standard stock days, he'd go down as a legend. So three times he won the title unofficially, and I think a couple of other names that spring to me. I won amongst the winners list there is Aaron Sampisi.
Well.
Yeah. I think he won it twice. Philip Steiner, Murray Lonergan, which is obviously Gary Lonergan's father. I always have a good chat to Murray when I see him as well. So, team, if you didn't know, now you know.
You know that.
Always playing its part in history of the New Zealand Stock Car Championship, and looking forward to seeing that trophy this weekend as well. I'm going to give it a little kiss. And I'll probably have a drink from it too, so it's all good. Happy man, it's all good.
Hey, you're the Miro Tunny photo, bro. We'll leave it at that. Anyway, thanks for the history, Amz, and everything on that. And I know a lot about that cup you're talking about, and actually where it all started like that as well. It was a really, really good time. Good things to change. Thanks for your update as well, and thanks to Brett Parsons, Pokeno, and the support of your Only Ammz Speedway of Excellence as well. There we go, Scott Garland. Yeah, you're right. Dave from out of Matamata there. Some good drivers come out of there, actually. Street stocks from back in the old Bay Park days. Thanks to all of those who watched on the show, shared the lovely comment, and I'm going to end with a lovely comment here. This is what it's about. Scott Ryan, thank you for the shout out for a newbie to Speedway. And this is what our show is all about. It's about the joy and the exposure of the sport that we all love. It doesn't matter what class, where they race around the country, let alone overseas. It's not just Speedway, it's other motorsport, but we appreciate nice comments like that, and that's why we do it every Wednesday, 7:30, thanks to Vasey Engineering Supplies Limited. Repco Hutley, call in there and say you're a viewer of Kokpit Media, you're a media viewer, get a 30% discount. Thanks also to Technical Welding Services. I think that's our soapbox.
Sorry, my fridge just made a funny noise at me then. I was like, oh, shit. But yeah, thank you, team. That's got a bit long tonight. That Ammz doesn't shut up, eh? No, he's all good. Hey, love him like a chocolate. Yeah. So there we go. He's gives us a great lesson on that stuff all the time, because the history in his brain is awesome to hear. Because a lot of people don't know that stuff, So it's good to give that information out, and it's always good when we learn. Everybody traveling this weekend, please be safe. We want to see you back here. Same bat time, same bat channel next week for our next show. Oh, so next weekend, the show will be on Thursday night, not Wednesday night. And that's because we will be live. I'm pretty sure, I will reconfirm it, but I'm pretty sure I confirmed it once with Regan. I need to double check, but I'm pretty sure we're live out of the Miani club rooms next Thursday night with all the saloon car drivers. So there you go.
Awesome.
Super saloon drivers, sorry. So yeah, so next, but there will be posts on start times and stuff like that. So watch for next Thursday, not Wednesday.
All right, cool.
Live.
Well, Box, you enjoy Stratford with the New Zealand Saloon Champs. Thanks to Kim for joining us as well. Big thanks to Mufflers NZ for supporting that event. We also caught up with the new one in ZTQ. This guy is just a mastermind behind wheels. So if you've got a sprint car, you want someone to jump in there, follow up on the link that we have on our Facebook page with Hunnibell Racing. Also good to catch up with very young Ella Robertson, and congratulations on winning the Aotearoa Championship in Rotors, Rees Race Car Championship, that is, the New Zealand title there in that regard. Jaden Ward, don't need to say much more about Jaden because he does it on the track, won the 240s, and we know what he's like when he's in the team's arena with a team's brain like his. And, of course, we wrapped it up with our man Ammz.
Easy.
That's it. Easy peasy. Take care.
I'm ready to go to bed now.
I'm going to I won't see you at the Speedway. I'm staying home. I've got a home weekend.
Thanks,
time.
everyone. We'll catch you next time. See ya.
Holy snapping duck shit.
My good mate from Bump and Run Booker joins us.
I'm excited for another great show tonight. Give it the hoot, Nanny.